So my name is Greg Roskos, and I'm a project manager in the Customer Success Group. I was a packaging engineer in the food and beverage industry for over 12 years. The industry's changed a tremendous amount. Over the 12 years I was in the food and beverage industry, we've seen so many things change. You've seen changes in retailers, the influence they have on the industry, the types of retailers that are out there. But then more recently, you've seen a tremendous shift in customer and consumer preferences, how they influence what manufacturers are putting out in the marketplace, how they get their products to consumers. So a lot of how they do what they do has changed. Many of them haven't changed necessarily what they're doing. We're starting to see that change as well, as we've seen new players enter the marketplace and offer competitive products that legacy manufacturers have never even considered offering to consumers before. As a packaging engineer, some of the things that you have to keep in mind, some of the pressures we're facing as a packaging community, not just designing excellent packaging for high quality products, designing sustainable packaging, designing packaging that's convenient, low cost. We've seen tremendous pressures from all around and outside the industry influence how we design, what we make, the materials that we choose. And so being mindful of all these different elements, it's a lot like juggling a lot of balls in the air. It used to be maybe 10, 20 years ago, you only had to keep 2, 3, 4 balls up in the air. Today, there are 10, 11, 12 different balls that you've got to keep up in the air, you have to keep track of. And as you work through your design process, which ones you prioritize? That can change depending on the consumer you're designing for, the customer you're designing this product for and putting into the marketplace, which channel it's going into. We've just seen such a fragmentation of how you do the work that it really becomes difficult as a packaging engineer to know how to balance all of those pressures. I think it would have been fantastic to have Specright at some of the previous companies I worked at. There are a lot of reasons. If we start at the beginning of the process with the design of the product. With the design of the product, there are a lot of different things you're taking into consideration. Sometimes you're thinking about what do we already know and use and work with? What do we understand in terms of materials or equipment? But sometimes you want to understand this is what we do today. We're trying to design something that will be breakthrough, that will be new and novel. And so what don't we know? What don't we have access to? And what can we leverage that would help us change the paradigm of what we're making today? Being able to go to one source of information and quickly and accurately look at all this information and say, we're great at making bottles, we're great at making jars, but now it's time to change things up and to put things in bags. You know, be able to access the specifications, the machine information. Most companies that I've been at have never had access to that information easily, accurately, or in one place, and having to run around and try and gather all that information. For me, a new way to define what success looks like. So in the past, success for me looked like taking an idea, formulating it into a tangible concept that consumers could understand, then manufacturing it for the first time and seeing that product go out the door. And there was a great feeling that you got watching that product evolve through its life stages and then get onto the shelf and then watch consumers buy it and say, I helped create that. In a lot of ways, what we do here at Specright is very similar. And that's what excited me also, is reframing what success means. We're taking our customers' pains, their problems, we're helping with them create a solution that will help solve that pain or that need, and then watching it go live inside their companies and helping them deliver more value, again, to their organizations, their customers, their consumers. And as they become bigger and better and faster, realizing we did that. We helped enable that success. And that's what we want to continue to do, is continue to help all of our customers be more successful in delivering value to the people that matter most to their organizations.